game. And by trying to do that, they've kept things nice and simple and got their rewards. The pressure is built. It's built on South Africa. There hasn't been any freebies that we saw. And then you deserve a little bit of luck. You deserve a little reverse sweep that comes off a pad and gets caught.
If you think about it, that's really just the template for good Test match cricket in general. That's the end of the 58 over. South Africa 153 for 5.
Mahedi with those exceptional figures of 27 overs, 6 maidens, 2 for 57. And rather like in the first innings when he was economical after a long spell, you sense that South Africa haven't been quite prepared enough to take him on. 2 for Ebadot, who's bowled very well, 10 overs at 135, bowled with pace and aggression, and the other one going to Taskin. But they've all done their bit. This is it's a collective, that effort for sure. Sort of slightly feels, we've got 9 minutes till the tea break. It slightly feels that this pair are kind of playing for tea because they want to find out what the captain and coach think about, how to push on. They'd rather not lose a wicket and create a further problem. That's the suspicion I have. Inexperienced players at Test match level. Dean Elgar, a strong captain. Mark Boucher, a strong coach.
I think 49 runs this session. We were talking sort of off air and at lunch. Well, South Africa generally going to face 25 overs. They go at 3s and 4s. They'll get to 250 ahead. They'll get to 250, 260 ahead. Come out of tea. Try and go after the bowling for a little bit. See how it goes and get 330, 340. Test cricket you can't always predict. So Bangladesh have come back into this game in a serious way.
It's a reminder, of course, of the value of the great counter-attackers. I mean, it was made famous by Adam Gilchrist, but there have been plenty of others who have done it. Quinton de Kock, brilliant. Matt Pratt for England, very good. There have been lots of wicket-keepers who come in at 6 or 7 and completely change the tempo of the match. All-rounders who have done it tend to be, I'm actually not saying exclusively so, but all-rounders who have slightly less to lose in that they've got another skill. And that's probably psychological, but it's a point, isn't it? To 154 for 5.
Well, don't let Sean Pollock hear you say that, Mark, because I keep telling him and he keeps telling me all-rounders had it tough.
But I wonder if he would agree that though all-rounders have it tough in work rate, they do take pressure off their other skill if they're performing in their other skill. I'm sure that does make sense somehow. There's the difference for you. Zipped along in the first session, albeit in 29 overs, and staggered along in the second. 1.8 per over as against 3.4 it got up to, not 3.24 as I mentioned a while ago. Yeah, Sean Pollock's actually a very good example. He and Mark Boucher used to do it together, but both had the other skill. They're very dangerous coming in low in the order. You did it, Bern.
Yeah, scoring runs on behalf of the batters.
No, I think you talk about those great counter-attackers, and they're all-rounders. You've mentioned Adam Gilchrist, Quinton de Kock for South Africa. They're all-rounders. They keep as well. And I think it's just that mindset that slightly, and it's not carefree, but they're a little bit more expensive. And I think everyone's got a role in a team. here you've got all-rounders batting as well. Ryan Rickleton's not an all-rounder in the South African side as he's picked, but he's a keeper. Mulder, all-rounder, but one's on debut. And the other one,
sorry, you're about to say something.
Yeah, I've always felt coming down the back end or the lower order, if you want to call it that way, sometimes you have to make a call. And very often when the team is in a bit of trouble, the only realistic call is to really take the game forward in a counter-punch manner. And that's why sometimes yet you'll find the guys coming down the lower order will be a little bit more positive to try and transfer the pressure back onto the opposition.
Well, there'll be a lot of people at home, you know, who will just say, why don't they hit the ball? Why are they letting the game stand still?
I think the tea time, whether it's right or wrong, I think they're going to get some brief up there. I think you're just going to stick to your game plans. Wait for something on offer. Try and stick to the way you play the game. I think when we try and go outside that game plan or try and do something too expansive or too within ourselves, that's when we get into trouble. I think you've got to look for the opportunity. Where's the best opportunity to score? Off for Taskin, running in, hitting back of the length. Off for Taskin, running in, hitting back of the length.
Does he hit the pad first? No, is the answer. Older issue. He's in his 7th over, 1 for 13. You can see he walks back to his mark, just hanging his head a bit, probably feeling the pain in that shoulder. But they only pick the 3 seamers and the 1 spinner, and it's just too big an ask of a 3-man attack on this pitch. So he stood up and deserves enormous credit for it.
Yeah, I think also Bangladesh has done relatively well in controlling the stem of run flow. It's made possible by them picking up wickets on regular occasions. And to answer your question why they're not playing more freely, it's because of that.
I think when you're talking about the all-rounders, I always say there's 2 types of batters. There's those run getters and the run accumulators. And your run accumulators are those guys that go in, your Dean Elgers. They've got a set game plan, wait for their bad ball. Jacques Kallis could fall into that sphere as well. Yes, he'd take on the spinners a little bit more. And then your run getters are your Kevin Petersons, your Quinton de Cox. And I know I've thrown Quinton in there as all-rounder, but Kevin Peterson, he was a run getter.
Maybe de Villiers.
Maybe de Villiers. And you need a variety in each team. South Africa, 156 for 5.
Come on, lads.
More Mahedi. Still they block. Big stride forward.